Alright, here's one for you. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is the Okay, let's run through that real quick. This is a real simple hymn to play, and I'm abandoning my usual approach of trying to play melody and chords and rhythm. In this case, it's just rhythm and chords. And the chords are simple. Playing a G chord and playing the slight variant of the G chord fingering here. Got my third finger on the D string there. It's got an E minor chord in it. When I play the E minor chord very frequently, I'm just using my first finger to play either just the B note on the A chord, and then also mute out the open D, so it doesn't ring. I don't ring it. It's in there, and it can sound a little muddy, but sometimes I want it, but most of the time I'm muting, and occasionally I'm even collapsing that first joint with my first finger to make sure I get both of those fretted notes. So typically in that E chord, get that doubled E sound, but mostly just one finger there, and then holding down the ring finger and little finger I had from the G chord. Why can I do that? Well, you know, worship guitar does a lot of just leave those fingers planted. It gives you some continuous tones ringing out across your chord changes. And hey, for the E chord, the E is the relative minor of our G chord. They share a lot of notes in common, so G's in there. That D held down as the second of our E minor, so it's kind of an E minor sus sound. A little more open than playing traditional E minor. Got a D in there, I'm doing the same thing, just leaving the ring finger and little finger in place. And again, mostly, those are all the correct notes for a traditionally fingered D chord. But adding that little finger makes it a D sus, D4 chord, so. And there's a C in there, one place, and again, I'm just going to play this alternative C, leaving that ring finger and little finger down. So that's all the chords. And let's talk about, that's the left hand, there's the left hand, real simple left hand. The right hand, basically taking a power chord approach, like an electric guitar approach, palm muting, and playing really a one-note G chord. What can wash away? I guess I'm getting maybe two. Pretty much just two. String E minor chord when I switch to it. But power chord, all downstrokes, little palm muting. Till I switch to, hey, let's strum the high strings and let's do a little more focus on the upbeat. That tends to happen after the words are over. So you get a little bit of a call and response from the words and the guitar. What can wash away my sin? Right? Throw that little rhythmic figure on the end and back to the power chords. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Again, little rhythmic figure when I switch to the D chord on Jesus. As quick as possible, get myself back to that power chord. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. And if it continued that all the way through, I think it'd get to be repetitive and monotonous, you know. Oh, precious is the flow. There's not enough going on there. So I tend to do that downstroke power chord for the verses, and then some full upbeat focused, upstroke focused strumming for the chorus, which lets you not sound the same all the way through. If you pick a strumming pattern and stick with it, and you play a verse and a chorus in the same string pattern, and the next verse and the chorus are the same again, and you got 4 verses, it just sounds like you're doing the same thing through the entire song. So how can we figure out how to provide some differentiation? Well, Here's one. Power chords to the verses. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is the flow that makes me white as snow. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Transition back to the power chords. And again, the chords here, real simple. Oh, precious is the flow is all G. But I'm focusing on getting those kind of a, bluegrassy Americana upstroke feel that drives the tempo forwards. A D, that makes me fly to snow. And there's one C there, and the C is a little bit unexpected. In fact, I don't know if the C is strictly in your SATB arrangement in the hymnal. It's also an opportunity if you want to do something slightly different rhythmically. You can do that accelerating downstroke, drive to the next verse kind of thing if you want to. A little rhythmical sophistication doesn't hurt. It's a G and an E minor, and back to our familiar with one little interpolation. Blood is a C. Jesus. And when you land on that Jesus, you need to get yourself back to, you've been doing these full strums, you need to get yourself back to, and it feels weird if you just transition it all or nothing all at once. So, nothing but the blood of Jesus for my pardon. It's very abrupt, right? So figure out a way. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. To transition a little bit earlier, stop strumming so hard on that second syllable of Jesus and be on the downstrokes again so you can go to the next verse. For my pardon, this I see, nothing but the blood of Jesus. For my cleansing, this my plea, nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is the blood that makes me white as snow. Anyway, go to it. Use the rhythm of the guitar to make drag the congregation's tempo on this hymn up just a little bit, but you haven't done any violence to any of the harmony really, and so people can sing the parts that they know. They can sing the familiar line that they know. We haven't changed the way the melody works at all, so still eminently singable with the congregation, but now, with a little guitar part that adds to it. All right, catch you next time.